A mount. So I'm the escaper. Yeah, I'm the escaper guy. I think that's my passion or whatever it happens to be. So I'm the guy that plays turtle. Sitting turtle, pandas, turning your backs, and that's me. And I don't think it's dangerous. I hear all the time many people, if they struggle with this Priit shit, yeah, that's what they call around the world. When somebody's trying my things out, and I hear all the time people saying, "Oh, don't turn your back," and this is nonsense, and But there is a way in a madness. So just if you're that guy that struggles in the gym, keep struggling. Yeah, they will be all proven wrong when it actually starts to work better. And always, if you're here, if you do that thing that I promote, so always come to get the finest details and upgrade your software, so to speak. And still, I'm standing behind all this. So that's about that. So mount, and also when I'm talking about the class name was wrong. It's Mount Escapes. It's actually not. It's just like mount, and they cannot do anything, and you can do everything. So, and I'm never about escapes. I don't care escapes. I don't care about escapes. They're not important. Important one is they cannot attack you. They cannot do anything. And then you can pick whatever you want to do. And that's YouTube. So, and if you go like, I like elbow knee escapes, I don't think that's your choice to make. Because sometimes you have to, it's not like I like jab. You have jab, cross, body shots, uppers, hooks, overhands. You need to know all to play boxing. So, you need to know bridges, elbow knee escapes, going under the legs, turtling from mount, and everything. And then you start to play. If you only have one tool, it's kind of sometimes easy to shut it down. So basically, I'm going to teach you today one thing, and then I'm hoping you have doubts, and then you can start to ask questions, and then I will show you how it works, because I will not defend the chokes, and there's no chokes. There's X chokes, everything is gone from mount. And typical things of protecting your neck, you should not do it. How do I know? I suffer a lot. Yeah, and when I say suffer, I can make jokes, I guess. So you see this mark little bit on my face. It was bigger during the week. This was 120 kilo guy doing face choke. Yeah, he was grabbing the gi and pushing the knee from this side to my face. And I was like, did he ask a question? What I do, does it work? I was like, let's find out. And he did it. I survived. Now I know more. But it came with the price of losing my skin a little bit. So, and now you don't have to do that. It's because I know. I can pass on that knowledge to you. So, but it was a good test. So that's why I'm very comfortable of not defending the chokes, because I'm suffered enough. So, anyway, let's start. So, I'll show you the pose position, and then just try mount. And you have a gi on, then it's even better. So, that's it. It's not this. That's actually quite dangerous. That's like an ordinary knee, like an elbow knee escape. Yeah? And I'm not promoting that. This is way different. Yeah? And now, this position, click, grabbing the hip, and now they can do everything, probably chokes and stuff. You can try, you have to. And then you can pick your poison. So, feel this, and then discuss what the top guy would do. I would attack your neck. I would try to take your back. And think about what you would do as an escaper. And the main thing, you have to be safe. If they can attack you and you can't get out, you win. Yeah. If you can't get out and they attack you also, then there's no point staying here. So my claim is you can be here and they cannot attack you efficiently, that you would tap. Okay? So, thank you. Try this position, left and right, switch on your own. And this is everything you need to know, you just don't know it yet. Okay, let's go. I can make you doubt everything you know. That's what I do, because people doubt me all the time. But so far I'm mostly being right. And I'm the escaper, so escaping is a skill. And you know that we don't, as a community, I would make that stupid, claim on a camera. So, so we don't spend enough time on escapes as much we spend time on developing side control top, developing guard or guard passing. You'll know that if you're trained in a gym, compare what you do. In a guard, you have like sequences in left and right, and you have a much thought out process. In a guard passing, also the process is a lot of thought out, And then I guess also top control. But if you start escaping, information knowledge drops. It's just still the same frames, and nobody's turning turtle, and there's pandas. Escapes are not so much thought out. Even the back escapes and all the stuff. So I'm that guy, I'm trying to balance it out. Escaping is one of the best way to push attack further. So if you want to be a very good attacker, know something about escapes. And you have to overcome that. Yeah. So who has a good X choke? Anybody with a good X choke? Nobody? God damn, I have to cancel the class. So, okay, let's start with, so any other choke from mount? Anybody? I don't care about weight. You can be a smaller or heavier guy. Yes, so Chris, brave person. So, anyway, so go for X choke, whatever you know. So go. 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 You can choke harder. Okay, so if I'm here, go. Go. Its angle is weird. Yeah, I'm not flat. And I can do a baby bridge later, but the key is also when they're like try to choke, you can have this is a free arm, you can mess with that. But then I can also off balance them, whatever you want to do. You can, I guess, elbow knee escape, you can grab this, you can turn, whatever they turn, usually you're out. And also one thing will happen to you, let's now do a drill. I know you can have like a bow and arrow here also. It doesn't work when you have a hawking, yeah? So, but they usually lift this leg to balance out that lean. But then this pressure, this frame has to be under pressure. So if they posture up, they can pull this frame now. Pull the frame. Pull. Yes, whatever. They can pull, go back. So usually they're like arms on a mat, and in the end they feel that this frame is messing everything up. It's kind of hard to even take the bat. You can try. So this frame is kind of keeping. Now I start to push, and I'm out. So it's kind of weird. And if they posture up, I go up. So if the pressure is away, I have to sit up to keep this pressure. And now out. So even like if they do that, just posture up the body. If they do this, I will sit up. Not this. That's not jiu-jitsu. This is jiu-jitsu. And then you have this. And then you're out. I'm not saying you get to the guard. Maybe you get to the panda. You know, maybe they leave the mount. Who cares? I'm good. And maybe you get the guard. So all those are possibilities, but just sitting up. This is Kimura trap also by rolling, yeah? This is not. This is like wrestling information. That's why they're in parterre always like elbows out, like arms this. This is, you can't push yourself up. This is you push up, yeah? So, but every time they go, and now if they go to my back, you go. Those things happen. If they actually achieve that, go. You can do body lock escapes, you know, like, let's say stand up. Just to tease you a little bit, you know, you have those things. So the key is right now try to attack, keep this position. You can escape, I guess, anytime you want, but mostly you have to feel safe. So whatever they want to do, like arm bars, like whatever they feel like, see that, it's already out. So whatever they want to, like take the back, dominate, choke, arm bar this arm, and your goal is to keep this frame under pressure. At the moment, there's more stuff, and then that's it. And then you find your way out. Sometimes you can't because you don't know enough techniques, because you don't recognize the escape because you haven't learned it yet. But mainly all those things are there. And then, you know, you figure stuff out. So that's why I call it YouTube, you know. You have like our 10 options, you have to know them all. And then you pick your right tool for a position. So try again, top guy, think about how would you kill that position. And then I need those questions. It doesn't work. I do this. Then I show you I do still this. Nothing works. Then you go, what about this? I'm still doing this. Still everything works for me. So I need doubts. So if you don't have doubts and you escape all the time, you know, easy class. I need you to doubt everything I do. And go like, what about this and that? Okay, so bottom guys survive. Try to get out. If they move, you don't have to. Just be safe. Top guy, try to break this. And then I need questions, and after a couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes, we will have gather again, and I need questions. Okay, let's go. So one is passive, and one is active. Yeah, you can change later, but you don't have to. And I feel you just don't know enough options, and the stuff you have to do is weird, like option-wise, because you haven't taught those things. So what do you think? push it back. And can you do it more? What happens? You feel it.
Yeah.
So, turn. So, and also cockily, I would say, I know everything you're gonna ask.
Yeah.
So just ask questions and there's usually. So, we have a baby bridge, go. If I'm flat, usually also this, wait, give me this. This cross face is nasty, elbow on the mat, and bend me back there. But this is nasty, yeah? If you're here and if they do the same thing, even with this, go back, or with the cross face. Go cross face, now here, cross face. Because of the baby bridge and you can bend back, they lose strength here. And also because of this. Because they feel that hip can come closer because they're gonna jam to this frame, go. Go, go. And also, go, go. Everything becomes light there. And now I'll start to escape and I can go out. So those cross faces with the elbow and with this, they're kind of cancelled. And because they stretch me out, I can try also here to go with a baby bridge and do actually a bridge. Those cross faces work more when I'm flat. So main thing, just don't be flat. Flat means that I would even say like a lot of jiu-jitsu is taught being flat and side control and mount everywhere. I think that's what top guys should do to you, not you to yourself. So I'm always turning away from opponents or turning in opponents. I'm never flat. So that's the main thing I'm also advocating. And mount also don't stay flat. And don't worry about your neck so much. So that's also, I think, jiu-jitsu overemphasizes just you have to protect the neck. No, you don't. Also, this is kind of neck protection. I do this, all angles are gone, nothing works. If I'm flat, maybe I would do it, but mostly I'm here and there's no chokes. Also, bow and arrows are gone. If you actually do everything correctly, like a hawking, and there's no room, and this arm will fight always wrist fight. So, what else? I'm going to show you a couple options that you're missing. Now, any other questions?
Where are you been framing elbow? Is it on your hip roll?
Yes. If you roll with me, I'm all about having this. Yeah, just this. Again, not funny, huh? So I'm all about doing the boxing shoulders and keeping my elbows and fighting for those, and that's what I do in mount. This is exactly I do in side control actually. I will, if I don't forget, I will show you. I don't like frames. Too early. I think teaching this to beginners is one of the most dangerous things you can do. And if you're a coach, you have to argue with me. And I will explain you why. Because I think it's our fault that beginners feel frustrated with jiu-jitsu. Because we're teaching them the wrong things. First, I think it's the fourth, fifth layer of having those frames, not the first. I think it changes everything. So doubt me. So I need a brown belt. The only thing I've seen, Mr. Brown Belt. Go, yeah. So people usually have better feeling and skill, so I can do stuff. Go, well. So, but if they balance themselves out, go a little bit, balance yourself out. So I need also to go under. If I go under with the body, go here, and now I can extend. And now, maybe it's a side control later. I don't expect to get out. I expect them leave the mount or catch them during leaving the mount. So if they get side control, I'm like totally fine. And also, what many people don't expect is I'm actually gonna turtle from mount because I wanna get to my knees. Yeah, so I'm going here and having this frame. And I know they're gonna take my back now. Try, go. And now I'm gonna go. Take my back. And now open this up. If this happens, that's a mount escape, back escapes. So I'm fine with that. So that's usually what I promote. Their angle is off, and now I start to fight from there. So I don't mind if they leave to more dangerous positions. And it's a game continues, so it's about not escaping. It's about accepting reality that all those things can happen, and maybe getting out is one of them. But also turtling from mount, going under the mount, double unders, elbow knee escapes, bridges, sit-ups, all those things are possible. So try to add those things. They can build up resistance, and also back taking is possible there. But not on their terms, because the way they end up back taken is this. And they might feel they have nothing here actually. So usually I'm doing this, controlling this, then chokes are gone, and now I'm fighting, usually try to stand up. So all those things are reality. So if you make them abandon mount, or if you go like you try and they take your back, but you have a back position right away, that's reality. That's excellent, yeah, and then get out also. I think if you get just an ankle, maybe fight on. If you get the knee, you can reset or something. But I think in Jiu-Jitsu, in IBJJF, get an ankle, it's considered guard already. If they pass, they get points, yeah. But I think you should have this, or if you get an ankle, go deep half guard. That's a good guard for escape example. So top guy build up resistance while they get better, and bottom guy just feels safe and then try to find a way out. I think if you only have elbow knee escape, you're kind of stuck there because maybe the situation is gone already. But anytime you feel they're balancing, you can go under or you can sit up. Sitting up is one of the craziest things usually people don't expect. If I have this position and they're feeling, I'm going there. And it feels like in danger because I know they want to choke and stuff. So that's going to be a fight because I can shrimp away. I can do those things. They can go to my back. Go. And all those things happen. So, and a lot of those things are like transitional escapes. You just have to know what's going to happen. And doing those escapes is more realistic than just getting one thing and getting out. You have to know that maybe you do 3 to 5 movements to get out. And that's what you should expect. And that's, I think, then all the escaping stuff is easier to bear. If you teach right away escape and you're out, I think it's wrong expectations. So fight and do combination escapes and look for a way out. And also know when to reset, I guess. And raise your arms if you have any issues. Then maybe I have questions and maybe I address that here. Okay, so top guy is a coach. Make it harder. Bottom guy, you have to escape using that position. And first of all, be safe. So this is more a teaser. This is what you have to know. And then and sometimes you're not getting out, but also you're not getting submitted. That's the whole point. It's about survival that everybody writes on the internet, yeah? Open up any article, it's like always that white belts and blue belts have to survive. But show me the system. Usually it's like, they're scarce. So it's never about escape. And when you want to escape, that means you don't feel comfortable. So it's being comfortable in very uncomfortable positions. So escaping happens after that. If you're not comfortable, you're a little bit, let's say, in panic, and you want to just get out. And that time you'd make mistakes because your timing is wrong. It's pushed. You do it because you're panicking. But you have to just wait for a right moment, and then the longer you stay in mount, the easier it is to find right moment fast. So yes, somebody goes like, what about the MMA? MMA usually, it's like always transitional escapes. They come to mount, you're gone. So nobody's teaching MMA and then stay there for 30 minutes and then get out. In MMA, I would say in self-defense also, you will have to make a decision very fast. How do you make the decision very fast? Being there extensively and having enough knowledge to make a decision quickly. Because you already know all the positions and you can pick a right answer very fast. That means you have to spend time there a lot. It's impossible to make good decisions with just having this 5 minutes. So that's the suffering part. And people are cross-facing you this and choking you when it's not there, you just go, just testing it. And if they cannot win, now it's time to escape. And when you're that confident that there's no anything they can do there, and it kind of does something to people in top. They go like, why I'm here, you know? Kind of like, because I can attack. So it's then what they learn is how to attack better. Because they have to attack already before coming to mount. Not like mount and then attack. And also, if you're in sideways, the answer I don't know yet is how do you teach mount attacks? Because those videos, when somebody's in mount like this, opens up the collar, puts the arm in, goes, and the chokes, those videos are not correct. Because against who are you fighting? I think as a basic technique, you have to show the X-choke. But as a setup, it doesn't work. But yes, you have to. So my only answer is you have to catch me when I'm flat, transitioning from left to right. And when I'm flat, I'm vulnerable. And that means as a jab, it's a jab, when to punch, when the arm is split second here, and then it's back. So at that time, you have to punch. You cannot punch. So jiu-jitsu becomes more like a boxing, I always emphasize anyway. So if the position is here, you can't do mount. So why would you attack somebody that's just defending like this, and then you pretend you X-choke, they bring the elbows up, and you do armbar combination? That will be against who are you fighting for? Well, we're fighting. That'll be like in boxing, I do a jab, and you do this, and then I do a cross, and you think your boxing is good. So that defense is only very late, very tired, you know, you're very fresh, and they don't know anything maybe. And then they do this. So it's kind of different. So I don't know what's the answer, but it's weird to teach top when you know what they have to do, and it's that easy, and all the egg chokes are gone. So that's interesting stuff that we have to figure out in the future. So a couple of things, Björn, you had a question coming. So let's do it this way. We'll see the camera. So can you do it this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So what he had, underhook, go. Crossface. And again. And you feel like go, push. It's not like pain, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm not bad. And then it's about how to get this arm back, try to attack. It's kind of weird to be here for him. And that means I can also go those ways. And then get back, under, go. So,
I need the other elbow.
yes.
I need to get underneath it.
Yes. So the key is also, this elbow is weird. If I would be here, they feel they could go to my
I
back.
could get underneath.
Yes. But if it's here, and every time they sit up, I have to go. Or if they sit up, you do this. So thank you. So during the going straight, you have to follow, just being annoying. And also, you can do those things. You here, and they go up, so you go hip to this palm, and then you pull your hip out, and then you're in guard. What doesn't work, now I do something that I did for years, and now I show you how it's usually the test I will do. So, maybe you have done it. Just I guess random thing, but lay down and back. So I will just mess with you and make you question things. So mount, usually wait, do the old stuff. Just put the arm here, elbow knee escape. And try to shrimp your hip out. No, just keep the frames. I think you have done this, yeah?
Yeah.
Push, yeah, go, hip out, yeah? You do those kind of exercises, do it again. Push the shin bone, get out. You do this, yeah? I've done it. Maybe I tell you, you shouldn't do it. Very controversial. So, but because I'm explaining this because of the escape I showed. So, the frame, yeah, they push the hip, they try to go, shrimp the hip out, this. Yeah, I guess you have done it. I would say, really stupidly now, never do it. Because it doesn't work. Because you have to have this, I just squeeze my knees together a little bit, go. Maybe you felt this in a sparring, that you do this, and then somebody says, do it harder. Yeah? So, but the key is, he's pushing the wrong hip. So, if you do this frame, this situation would be good for a foot lift, foot drag, maybe, elbow knee, some versions. Not for shrimping the hip out. Now I'm gonna show you something position is weird, because you would ask how the arm will be there. Wait, put the hip there, yeah? And now push from there. What do you feel? A little bit easier.
A little bit easier.
Yes. So now even if I squeeze, he will do like many shrimps, but now if he goes, he can feel that actually he's pushing correct hip. And then the hip slides out from there.
Yeah.
So what the escape is, what you should know is, so arm is here. So either you bring this hip here, and now the same thing, understand? So if I'm pulling my hip out, it's from this side. Now everything kind of works. You can try it also like this. So push here and shrimp and then do this. It's a major difference. Yeah, so, and also here, you can have this hip moved here. So how you do it is you go up, you connect, and then you pull your hip out from there. And then you invert, turtle, side control, whatever you want to do. It depends on them. Or you move this hip up here. So, and that's why the arm is there, yeah? If I just put it there, it's like, underhooks and everything. But if you go with, and then it's, pull the arms in. So try this escape thing. So do it, push the hip, do it wrong, do it right, feel the difference, and try to have that stiff arm thing going on. It's very efficient. Stiff arms are very like a punch. You can't keep them long because they're stripped. So those frames, or you can keep them longer. Think this as a punch. You just go and it's a body coordination thing. So try this system because now I know how to teach it. Before I was kind of, how to do it because everything kind of looked, it didn't click. But now I can build a system around this kind of frame and everything kind of makes sense. Okay, try this, back and forth, then we continue. Did you felt difference? It's weird. And I'm also, talking that cocky because I did those things. I was doing the shrimping thing and it always was hard. And I saw this option of escapes already like maybe 2007 or something. There was a SPG Slovakian camp and John Kavanagh showed me this. And I was like, kind of like, why does it work and why does it, if you have frames here, how do you change there? Or, if it's always like here and here and here, it's not a very system. It's a random escapes you do and you have to be really safe all the time. So I like having this, and then I'm safe, and then I pick a poison. And if I move around, then I have to actually move. But it's just this, it's a shield. And now I can go under, I can sit up, I can go over, I can climb up to the elbow and also to the head. I posted to my Facebook page, kind of the Ruron Gracie does something like a tie clinch from the top. And I think that's the easiest bridge because you curve their back and everything. So the mount system I'm building, maybe takes a year or two, is a hip, there's an elbow, and there's a head. You can actually have tie clinch in a mount bottom. And it's really annoying. And its evidence is super appealing. And people think it's a fluke. But I can show you also, I think I already promised to show you something, I don't remember what. And then I can show you this also, why it works. And it's super interesting that the evidence is there, and again, people maybe call me crazy. But those random evidences are very, very, like I said yesterday, they kind of hit me in the face because they're mechanically very sound. So I'm always after that. That's a big rule. So any questions about mount escapes? Yes?
Is there any reason for tying your wrists, like deeper tying the hip of the opponent, or is it not so necessary?
I think if you do this, then it's open, there's a quick wrist locks.
Yeah.
So if it's just this, don't grab, but I find there's a certain click because the elbow has to decide. Because if the elbow is in correct position, usually this click works, and then they can't take your back. And if it's a little bit there, they already top feeling that they go around this and they might attack you. So it's just a click in a hip, and then most things are gone what they can do. And it shuts down their hip, and there's no wrist locks, and then they can't take their back, and all the chokes are off. Really weird. What I find is what you have trouble with, you cannot think of, just sit up right away. Don't think about just pulling guard all the time. Think about standing up all the time. Guard pulling is the exception. Like if I teach side control, I'm mostly teaching okay, guard pull, going to the knees, sitting up. 3 direction, jab, cross, and hook. Don't think that guard pulling is a must. I want to sit up actually. So I do a jab, and if they push me down, that lightens their legs, and that means I can pull guard. If I just pull guard, it's just one direction, I'm just punch you in the face, punch you in the face. Setups. Yeah, Björn, so example, what I do is from here, I might do those things. And then now they cross face me and put my back on the mat. That's the time to do those things. So it's like a misdirection also, but I can make their legs light. So, and the sitting up, usually it's like very weird. So even if here, try to play, let's go. It's a very annoying direction to deal with. And it also cancels a lot of punching, so to speak. I make them grapple me. So they have to come close to me and they have to be smothering me because I want to just sit up. And then sit up and going to the guard. So in side control, when you're in side control, I use the same position. This is what I use side control. I can turn in, but it's fun to turn away. And then the same arm is controlling this. If I cancel this, there's no attacks. And then the same thing happens. I sit up, I can shrimp, get the legs, or get out. Or literally, I can stand up and then pull guard. So that I think is the best direction. In self-defense, MMA, gi and no gi. And then you stand up and then you run away, you fight back, you pull guard. So by teaching this, you open up all the possibilities. And pulling guard is an exception when you make a right decision very fast. But if you already go here, then you have a bridge, sitting up and pulling guard. So there's a bigger cross section. And you can deceive him more on what you're after. If you just want an elbow knee escape, it's very easy to counter that. So more of this sport aspect. So let's do it again. Frame. Try to climb, try to lift. Think about turtling under. Think about sitting up. And even if they take your back, don't worry about it today. That's another thing. Maybe you lose the transition. So sit up definitely. Think about jiu-jitsu, yeah? Think about this. That's not jiu-jitsu because you don't have a base. Think about jiu-jitsu. That's what Kragot talked yesterday. Remember, the straight line about the sweeps if you were here. Because if I'm here, I will always be tilting there. If I fix this, there's a post. And from here, standing up is kind of weak. Here, going up is kind of short and I'm already here. And now I can shrimp back. So recognize also those lines, why you're weak. Just correct your alignment and then you're stronger and then you can do stuff. Okay? Let's drill more, couple of minutes, and then more questions maybe. Let's go. So there's a lot of, those options. And also that's why you're having a hard time because you can make if they tilt, an elbow knee escape is not enough anymore. You need to go under, you need to shrimp here. So it's techniques. You have to know jab, cross, hook, body shots, uppers. Yeah, and then you can play around. So that's why I say YouTube. So if they tilt, okay. And also about the back. I know that you think about also like the chokes. So think about always like this. You have some, to the mount. To the mount, but try to go to the back. So let's say here, go bow narrow. Wait, go bow narrow. Those things happen, yeah? You have to know that I know. I've done jiu-jitsu 19 years, so it cannot be like that kind of big mistake in a system. So what you don't do is, you don't leave two posts, because that's using too much for one thing. So you have one post, and this is free. Either you move here, right now, maybe I could, maybe it's fun, but go back. So what I do is, first of all, wait, you do a boxing shoulder, because you want to look at her. Look at him, yeah? So go to the choke. It's already harder. Go back. If I do this, crane neck, I will do this because it's more fun. But I would recommend you this. This is programmed into the system. Go. Go back. And then have this. Go. Fight. Go. And that's enough. So you just go like, and also when you have this, go mount. And people go like from here, bow and arrow. I know that it's an option, go back. So, go. I know. So, I do. So, and then if you go, that arm is extra, go. And now I'm back. So, it's having that, if you don't have that structure I promote, that 4 positions, hawking, running man, pandas, and turtles. And then you feel yourself in trouble. But actually the way I'm sitting here, in side control also I'm here. And then everything kind of makes sense. If I'm doing this, that's just me because I want to have a more exciting life because they attack me more. So it's more fun because that's why I do armbar escapes, more fun. This is easy to prevent. So I want excitement in my life, so to speak. Yeah? So yeah, I have those things. So you can, same as boxing. Thank you. Same as boxing in a way that you can have this. But if you know boxing, you will play, more like open, playing with this. Because it's more fun, you have no head movement, and then you can play more open chin. You can do those tongues, and But first, you learn this. So same as jiu-jitsu. So you can get away with other stuff if you know the context, you have the time. But first, you have to learn how to shut down everything, be the minimalistic. minimal functionalism, so to speak, and then you just open up because it's fun, because people start to call you annoying a lot. That's usually what, let's call it, my students experience in the world. Very fast, they start to call them annoying people. So, because they're just very passive, but they're trying to understand the defense, and then they're opening up later. But teaching this jiu-jitsu right away, getting submitted left and right, you have no clue how, I think it's very frustrating. So I would say defense, and then open up when you feel like it. So we have 5 minutes. Any other questions about like chokes, arm bars? So definitely bug me during the camp. Everybody says that, but very few people actually come forward and gonna start to study it. This is the main thing. I use it every time against black belt level. And they try to choke me and everything, so I have to defend. That's a free arm. I don't have to have this. I can support or play here. So play around more, five minutes kind of, and then we're done. And then we meet tomorrow. We have a rolling back takes. So 5 minutes, let's go. So, and I hope also coaches, maybe I said something, then you got intrigued why I said that. So that's the time to discuss. Like, why did you say that, and what is this, and understand more. So I'm kind of throwing things out, so I see who gets it, and what kind of friction it creates, and then we can talk about later, because it's only one hour class. So anyway, keep doing that. And it's a small puzzle, small thing in a big system, but it kind of helps me a lot, and I'm just building a system around it. Anyway, so thank you, and then Mario takes over.